In this video brought to you by FreshBooks, I'm going to be critiquing, reviewing, and just checking out the work that you've posted on our subreddit. The first one, hot sauce logo. Thoughts? Let's have a look. Really like this. It's got a cool texture to it. It's just the presentation alone shows that it's supposed to have this sort of dated look, this bit of a rustic design to it. I love the goat. Is that a goat or a ram? Not sure. Probably a ram. I'd love to see images of the actual product itself, because showing just the logo doesn't really do much for me. I like to see the bottle that it's on. In fact, I'm going to go to Envato Elements to get a hot sauce mock-up really quick. Do this, scale it down. It's not going to fit exactly, I don't think. We'll do our best. No, it's perfect. We'll save that, and smack bang, we have got your product mock-up. Again, the link's below for Envato Elements if you want 50 million assets at your disposal. I really like the logo. I think this imagery of the ram's head in this style speaks volumes to the identity of it. It gives off a certain feeling, which is the brand. Packaging design is difficult. Having your logo on a small bottle, like a hot sauce bottle, you need something really visually enticing and eye-catching, and you've done a great job here. I love the hand-drawn effect. I'd love to know how you did this. Is this in like Procreate or Photoshop or Adobe Fresco? You've chosen a great typeface as well. Can't talk enough about this. Again, it's the one thing that everyone misses out on in design. It's creating this cohesive system, choosing fonts and choosing typefaces and type styles that match with the vibe of the brand, and you've gone for this. It's very rustic, it's supposed to be weathered, very wavy, and it fits perfectly. So you, my friend, are getting an award. I'm giving you the big gold award for 500 gold coins. Well done. Okay, on Sport Racing logo project. Let's see. I like the idea of the logo here. You've got good spacing here. I love the colors as well. They sort of match together. It reminds me of like a more structured MasterCard logo. On Sport Racing is a hypothetical logo project to work on simplifying logo designs by using geometric shapes and overlays and transparencies. Okay. On Sport Racing. Okay, so you've got the O and the R. So on Sport and Racing and the racetrack. I like this idea. The way that you've presented this, if I was the client, I'd be really happy with this. Again, this is a great example of trying to get your designs to become so simple as an exercise. Obviously, simple designs work a lot of the time, especially for corporate clients, because of the way that we view our work or the way that we view products. We see them on phones and small screens on different types of media. So having a simplified logo helps with that. However, we don't always have to make our designs super simple, but doing simplifying exercises, kind of like what this guy has done, where he's got a brief and he's sort of designed a logo so simply, really helps spark creativity and gives you that sort of confidence boost. It just helps you get that creative juices flowing. This presentation is huge for clients. This is what they're going to want to see. They don't care specifically just about the logo, and if they do, they may not understand. But if you're a client, or for instance, if you're a company, it's about seeing it on real life things is what brings it to life. It's bridging the gap between the sort of fantasy of having this brand and a reality. This next one was 60 upvotes. 62 now. Wow, it just changed. Branding for streetwear, artist company. Any and all critique suggestions are welcome. I really love what you've done here. So you've got multiple variations of a logo, which is, I was going to do a video about creating multiple variations because it's really important. I don't know which one is your primary one though. I'm guessing it's probably this one in the middle. I really like this design, so I'm going to reward it straight away with 500 because I genuinely love the way that you presented this. I'd love to see more substance to this, like mock-ups and things, but the way that you've shown this helps me explain it a lot to newer designers. If you have one logo, maybe if you're working for a client, you can design one good logo for them. Now, a way of upscaling your work or a way of upcharging to make more money as a logo designer, especially if you do it for brand identity, is creating different variations of the logo for them to use in different ways. For instance, you've got this main logo. I'm going to pretend that this one in the middle is the main logo. Then we can go ahead and just have the icon following the same style. We can have the circular badge, and then we can have the different composition placements of the icon and the logo type. This means that no matter where you're viewing their company from, there is a logo for them to use that is there, that it looks similar, it has the same vibe as the main logo, and it directs people to know who the company is. So this is well on point for what I'm trying to explain to a lot of people when it comes to creating variations in design. Now, before I go to the next one, I just want to thank FreshBooks for sponsoring this video. There's a lot to love about being your own boss, but trying to figure out your financials on your own or becoming an overnight accountant isn't one of those things. Luckily, there's FreshBooks, the all-in-one, easy-to-use accounting solution that's built for business owners like you. FreshBooks is an easy-to-use accounting and invoicing software that makes it simple to send invoices and receive payments. Plus, it keeps your income and expenses organized so you won't be begging your accountant for help the day before your taxes are due. It has everything you need to manage your books, like invoicing, expense and time tracking, automated payments and reports that tell you just how healthy your business is. And right now there's a brand new offer just for subscribers of the channel. So head over to freshbooks.com/Will Paterson to get a massive 90% discount off your FreshBooks subscription. This next one, hello, I created the logo for a friend who owns a furniture and white goods shop. Thoughts or advice? First of all, really like the design. It's really clean, very Scandinavian. I like that, especially for a furniture and white goods shop. You want to sort of stay in that realm. I believe that's Helvetica. Really love the mock-up here. That is so clever. Yeah, first of all, I really like the way that you got the B and the L happening here with the house. It shows a lot. It shows a bit more of a friendliness. I love the way that you've gridded this as well. So you've made it, as you can see here, guys, this is crazy. You can see here, you can see the grid lines here. This is how we do logo spacing. So you've got the grid lines for the actual logo, and you can see how the logo type actually fits here on this angle. Now, there's one thing that I would do to make this even better, which is more of an optical alignment or an optical adjustment. So you've got a couple of things. Number one, the E. The E needs to be slightly, probably less than half a point closer to the L because it's an E. And I know you've probably tried to track this or kern this correctly. There is a slight error there because you see the I and the L are quite close together. The E is quite far apart from the L. So bring that closer, especially with the I as well, back to the B. As well as that, Helvetica is a great font, but when it comes to logo types and bringing it into logo icons, there's a few things we need to remember. Just because we've gridded it to exactly this point here doesn't mean that our brains or our eyes will view it to be exactly at that point. It will look slightly off at different angles or even different scales. So a way to counter this is called overshooting. I've talked about this when it comes to like the rounded letter forms, but I've not really talked about overshooting when it comes to straight verticals. I would bring this up a slight bit here. That will make it look more in line with the house here. All we're doing is we're trying to give the illusion that it's in line with the house. A lot of the proportion systems that we use or the way that we view proportions as humans isn't mathematical. Obviously maths and symmetry and these grid lines help, but sometimes we need to give it that extra bit of helping hand. And we've known this since the postmodern era of minimalist typography, that we've needed to change these values to make them look like they work. So just here with the B, slightly bring that up ever so tiny slightly, and you'll notice probably a small difference, but one that will stop my brain from just looking at it thinking it's a bit too small. Perfect job though. Really love this design. Really nice and clean. If you enjoyed this video, then watch this one over here and press that red subscribe button. Thanks for watching.